Hello, welcome or welcome back to my channel. I am Jade and today I have a little announcement for you. If you don't know, I host a readathon in February called Polarthon, which is a readathon all about reading polar fantasy, which is quite simply just wintry themed fantasy. It's not that complicated. And I didn't want to have to wait until February to host the next one, although plans for that are in the making. But I thought, you know what we need right about now? A mini Polarthon. So here comes mini Polarthon. So what will mini Polarthon be? Well, let me tell you. I'll pop a little graphic up on the screen. Mini Polarthon is going to be a 3-day readathon, Friday, Saturday and Sunday, the 4th, 5th and 6th of December, and it's going to be real low-key but very focused on polar fantasy. With the normal Polarthon that I do, there is like a map and you have to fulfill the prompts to get to it, and only the last one is polar fantasy. With mini Polarthon, because it's only 3 days, there are no specific prompts, there's no map for you to follow, but it's 3 days of more polar fantasy focused reading. So the idea is that for the 3 days, the 4th, the 5th and the 6th of December, you read nothing but polar fantasy and you have a real cozy time about it. You can see from the ticket I've kind of made it look like a ticket to a cozy weekend away in a polar cabin sort of vibe. So we want self-care and polar fantasy reading just for a 3-day weekend. Let's get in the wintry mood because it's December, start of December. We want to get into that wintry zone, or at least I do anyway, although I could read polar fantasy any time of year, that's not a problem for me. So you'll see on the ticket that at the kind of bottom of it, I've put 3 days of self-care and cozy polar fantasy reading. So not only do I want you to go like hardcore on the polar fantasy reading, although I will, I do really want you to be able to focus on looking after yourself as well. So this like cozy cabin vibe. I want you to build a nest of duvets and snuggle up. I want you to run yourself a bubble bath and have a nice time doing it. I want you to have a delightful hot chocolate topped with all the marshmallows you can find. I don't even like marshmallows, but that's fine. So yeah, really cozied up. I want you to take care of yourself, have a good time, and read polar fantasy whilst you do it. As I say, there are no specific prompts for this one, it is just polar fantasy in general. I have a few recommendations videos on my channel from Polarthons previous, so if you want some recommendations, there are a few of those about. However, feel free to just like at Polarthon on Twitter and I'll give you some more. But I will be vlogging the mini Polarthon myself as like a separate thing from my weekly vlog, so you'll see me reading along to some polar fantasy and taking care of myself. I will be doing sprints on the Polarthon Twitter, so feel free to go and follow the Polarthon Twitter, recommendations, etc. I might do some cheeky giveaways on there as well, maybe. So be sure to follow that. But yeah, no specific prompts. There is no winning or losing here. You don't have to read a certain number of books. Personally, I have a plan. I want to read 3 books across the 3 days, so fingers crossed I can do that, but there is no goal for you. If you only read 1 polar fantasy book for that weekend and you take care of yourself whilst you do it, you win. If you read 5, wow. It is just a little bit of fun, a little bit of extra polar fantasy love before real Polarthon happens in February, because of course that is coming back in February and plans are in the works for how it's gonna work this year. I'm very excited about that, but things still need to be finished in terms of that planning. But that's exciting. So if you're a big fan of polar fantasy and you've taken part in Polarthons previous, cool, I think this Polarthon will be the best one so far. But mini Polarthon is just to get us in the mood, get us cozy. Heck, pop your Christmas decorations up if you haven't already, because like it's tempting right now. It's tempting to really get in that Christmassy mood. But yeah, there is all of the information. There isn't very much of it. It's a very quick video. I will leave the image link down below if you want to like print out your ticket for the Polarthon weekend. I'm calling it the Weekend Polar Retreat because I do want it to be a weekend for you to just retreat into self-care and reading polar fantasy. That's the vibe. That's really everything I have to say. It's a very quick video just to let you mark it in your calendars, get prepped for it. Friday the 4th, Saturday the 5th, and Sunday the 6th of December 2020, Weekend Polar Retreat. Get your cozy PJs, get your fluffy socks, get your polar fantasy books out, and let's have a cozy self-care reading weekend together. That's the plan. Cool, alright. Well, I hope to see you there for it. If you are going to participate, then of course, let me know down below. Make sure you follow Polarthon on Twitter for the reading sprints, potential giveaways, etc. over there. And I hope you're looking forward to it, because I certainly am. But yeah, thank you for watching, and I will see you in whatever I put out next. Bye!